Good day, welcome back to Brakesbake. Ace here. We're going to be making my cinnamon buns. It's a yeast risen cinnamon bun. Some people call it a sweet dough. I have most of my ingredients set out here ready to go. First off, I got 3 cups of milk that I'm going to be warming. We're just going to scald it just to get it warm. So you don't put it on high heat. While that's going, I'm going to get my yeast going. So I'm just mixing the sugar and the water. Now I'm just going to put the yeast in there. We have 1/2 cup of butter.
And we have found that even though the milk is cooling down to room temperature, there is enough heat to melt the butter completely.
As I said, we scald the milk. Now we let it get down to room temperature, and our yeast is doubled in size. So the way I usually do it is I put the milk and the sugar in, or milk and the butter in the bowl. I take 2 eggs. Put it in a separate dish so that way you don't get any shells in there. You always think you're prepared for these. So, as I say, I'm making my yeast-based cinnamon buns. I believe we made some sourdough ones earlier. This one here I've been doing for, I believe, close to 25 years now. 98, 99. Now we're going to put our yeast in. Cut our eggs. And as I said, we have 16 grams of, 6 tablespoons of sugar and 1 tablespoon of salt. We just mixed it in there. Put it in here so that it dissolves with the milk and the yeast. Just spreading it around. And then we prepared 9 cups of flour. So this recipe has in the past made up to 5 dozen cinnamon buns. It depends on how you cut it and how thick you roll it out. And I'm just going to put so much flour in it at a time. Start stirring it up. This bowl is the perfect size for this. I've been reluctant to share this recipe, although someone gave it to me and they said in the recipe it said wait till it doubles, then cut it in half and make your cinnamon buns that way. And I said, oh my, it was huge. So I cut it in quarters and I was able to get more out of it. So it all depends on how you want to cut it at the end. You'll see what I mean when we go to roll it out and such. Okay, I'm going to get my hands dirty. with the gloves. Misty, can you get me some more flour? Because even though the recipe calls for 9 cups of flour, sometimes you need more. It's snowing flour. Thank you. We'll see if that'll work. Oh, it's going to be no more. You might have to bring the container out. Please and thank you. As a friend of ours says, hold please. We're going to be a minute.
We love you, Crystal.
No, just put it all in there, please. Thank you.
Now I'm making it.
Yay! Tag team. One thing I do like about this bowl is that you can, I don't know if you can see it, but it comes pretty clean. But I still don't have enough flour in here. Mm-hmm.
You want us to transfer to the still good in the bowl?
Still good in the bowl. Okay, that's good. Thank you. Try flipping this over. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we stop for a second. We wanted to make sure the counter was cleaned off the board.
Very nice, dear.
It is a very soft dough. I have a friend of mine watched me make this one day and said, "You're handling that dough awful rough." And I said, well, that's the way I've always handled it. It always turns out pretty good. And at the end of the results, or the end result of that one, she was like, okay, I'm surprised. So I'm just going to put a little bit more flour here, and then we're going to call it, because I know the bread is sticky, or the dough is sticky, and it will continue taking in that flour.
Looks fantastic.
It is nice and soft. It's a little bit warm. Now, I'm just cleaning the bowl here of all the debris. Then we're going to get some oil. We're going to lightly, we're using olive oil here right at the moment. It doesn't really matter what type of oil or whatnot.
Yeah, it's kind of oil of choice.
Yeah, oil of choice. So, I guess I take over from Dee in doing never did this before, but I'm trying to make it tight into a ball. There's the top, flip it over, so now it looks like that. And believe it or not, she should come up to about here, about an inch away from the bottom of the bowl. So that's it for now. Can I tip? We're gonna tip it this way.
Thank you.
Here. Teamwork. Again, we're still learning how to do the filming and whatnot. We appreciate all your patience, your views.
100%.
If you can do more comments, that'd be great. But for now, we gotta stop. It's gonna take about an hour and a half to rise, and then we'll be back. Okay, back here again now. Like I said, it's risen so nice. It actually bubbled up a little bit on the thing. So what I do is I deflate it, and I will cut it in half, and then I will cut it in half again, basically. Now, and then cut it in half. So I got quarters here. So you can see it. Oh, forgot to get my rolling pin out, but we'll get it. Just gonna spread it out a bit. Nice rolling pin here. Make sure she's clean. Again, now you gotta roll it out into a rectangle. Oh, this is starting to stick.
Basically to the thickness you want.
To the thickness you want. Thanks, Dee.
So not too thin, right?
No.
Okay.
And it's hard to judge. While we're away, I melted some butter. Now in the past we've used butter, we've used apple jelly and melted apple jelly. There's times that we will put raisins in the middle with the cinnamon, and then there's times that we just put it plain. We've also tried it, and it hasn't really worked out well for me. I'm not sure what I'm doing right or wrong, but we've seen some people take the butter and the cinnamon and brown sugar and mix it together in a mixer, and it comes out like a butter. So, or a paste.
Okay, yeah, perfect.
And then, so I spread out the butter, spread out the cinnamon.
Yeah, the cinnamon sugar ratio is kind of to your taste. We like it a little bit strong with the cinnamon, so we went a little heavier with that.
So I just take it, try rolling it tight. I have one self-critique with this, and this is my rolling of the cinnamon buns themselves.
But honestly, the people that we share with never ever complain. They're
No.
always so happy to have them.
Now, I'm going to use a knife today to cut these. Normally, or we've seen some other people take dental floss, non-flavored dental floss, and cut it.
I think we might have done that with the sourdough
I
cinnamon
think
buns
we
or
did,
something.
yeah. So I'm trying to make these a little bit thicker than normal. So we're not going to get as much out of it because I am going thicker. We'll show you the trays once we're done all this. Okay, welcome back. So now I got the 4 uh, divisions done, and we got what, 9 on this tray here. These are going to be a little bit tighter than the rest, so I got a little over 3 dozen. Not the 5 dozen, because like I said, I'm cutting them a little bit thicker. I used to cut them about half of this. And so this is what it looks like before they have risen. We got to stop and let them double in size again, which takes about an hour. And then we'll put showing you that, and then we'll be putting them in the oven and going from there. So we'll see you in a bit.
Okay, now just in case we didn't say it last time, you probably did. You want to put a bit of parchment over these buns when they're rising again, and then cover it with a towel. Cinnamon will stain your towels. It's very hard to get out, so that's just a little tip. Okay, we'll be back.
Okay, welcome back. It's been about an hour or so. As you can see, they pretty well doubled in size. They're starting to touch each other. So now we're going to throw them in the oven, and we are going to cook them for about 20 minutes at 350 degrees. Okay, welcome back. It was about 20 minutes. We took an internal temperature to get 190 plus Fahrenheit, and you can go a little bit darker, but this is the end result of the one that we showed you earlier. Now you can do a couple of different things. You can put icing on there, which we will put on the video or at the bottom in the description for the icing, or you can leave them like this, freeze them, and they will be good for a while. You just got to take them out and microwave them for about 15-20 seconds, and you're good to go.